Thanks to all of you for being here, and thanks to those members of the General Assembly, both current and those soon to be, who have joined me here today. As many of you will recall, several months ago, during the primary section of this governor's campaign, we unleashed the first part of our platform dealing with the creation of jobs. It was called Real Prosperity. It spelled out reforms that will make our state the most attractive state in the Southeast for people to do business. We believe that is perhaps the most important issue facing our state, is good jobs, available jobs for the citizens of Georgia. Today we come to talk about the second component of that, and it's called Real Results, and it pertains to education. If we're going to have jobs, we must have people who are trained and ready to fill those job openings. And that's what this is about today. I want to talk to you, and you will be given handouts that spell out the ingredients of a reform proposal that we believe will take Georgia truly into the 21st century in terms of education. Now, how did we get here? Well, first of all, as the Lieutenant Governor has alluded to, my parents were school teachers. My wife is a retired school teacher. Education is important to us as a family, but it's also important to every parent in this state. We conducted interviews and surveys of people in education and the business community. We sent out surveys to teachers and received hundreds of responses from classroom teachers. We've talked with school superintendents, principals, the state school superintendent himself, and also members of the state school board as we put together a package that we believe is what our state needs. It's broken down into several categories. The first is to prioritize our funding. I don't have to tell you that we live in difficult economic times, and it requires that we spend our money wisely in every facet of government, and that includes education. We believe that we have to focus our resources on the classroom teacher, because that's truly where education takes place, and to give those teachers the flexibility to teach. As one of the responses from a school teacher said, just give us the time to teach, and don't make us have to teach to a test. And that's the transition that we want to make sure takes place. We want to continue to develop a curriculum that will be diversified enough to fit the needs of children no matter what course in life they choose, whether it's the workplace, whether it's the technical college route, or whether it be the college or university route. We also believe that you have to start early, and it is important that by the time a child reaches the age of eight, that they are truly able to read at that appropriate level. And as some people would say, you learn to read so that you can read to learn. It is the core of developing an educated and well-trained society. We have many provisions within our platform, but we're talking in specifics about some of the needs of the modern day. And it relates to what in the education community is called STEM. It is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The General Assembly has already taken a step in that direction of incentivizing math and science teachers. I'm proposing that we go further even with that. I'm also proposing that we develop charter high schools that are focusing on science, technology, math, and engineering, and that we put in place a loan forgiveness program that will cancel the cost of education expenses for those who major in those areas, both as potential teachers and also, in a broader context, those young people who will accept training in those areas so that they will be able to be the employees for the workforce that we believe will be coming our way. The last part is within our school community to promote a system of wellness education. We all know the challenges that we are faced with the coming generation, with problems of childhood obesity, childhood diabetes, and we need to make sure that in the classroom the proper education is being given, proper opportunities for exercise that will be a lifetime pattern that children can take forward with them as they move out into society. These are just a few of the highlights. I hope that you will look at the material that we have provided. As we go forward, we look forward to working with the members of the General Assembly because many of them have spent many hours and many years working on education reform. And we welcome their input. We don't presume that we have all of the answers, but we know that if we work cooperatively together, we will achieve a new era for education in the state of Georgia, and that is something that is very worth our time. And when we do that, we believe that it truly will live up to its billing of producing real results. I look forward to your questions.
Congressman, yes. You've been critical of Roy Ball for putting forward an education proposal that was too costly and the state can't afford. What would your plan cost?
Very good question, Shannon. I thought you might ask me that. First of all, ours does not propose to spend billions of dollars that the state obviously does not have. We believe it's more important to focus the resources we have and give teachers and schools the flexibility to use those current dollars. But in terms of the charter schools for math, science, technology, etc., we currently have had the Georgia Career Academy grant program, which in the first year had $15 million for the first round and $9 million in the second round. I would suggest that for these new charter schools, $15 million a year would be an appropriate starting point for that funding. In terms of creating a loan forgiveness program for those who will be teachers in those critical areas, I believe a $2 million fund would be enough to start us with 400 students who will be going down that career path. And the same thing is true with the high-tech workforce incentive program. A $2 million allocation would give us 400 students who would fit into those criteria as well. The point being that we can do much more if we grant the flexibility that we are proposing here without huge outlays of resources that we just don't have.
Congressman, in the press release,